All right, guys, this is Brighton versus Chelsea preview. So, Brighton are going to be taking on Chelsea in the Premier League just within the space of 5 days. We are going to be playing Brighton for the second time. Remember, we played Brighton in the FA Cup, which did knock Chelsea out with a 2-1 win. That was precisely on Monday night. So there again, we are going to the same ground because we played that game in the Brighton home, and we are still going there again to play in the Premier League today. So given the fact that, we lost that game to Brighton, what is going to be our expectation today in this game? Because, the expectation is to win this game, but do we really have what it takes to win this game today? I'm coming back to that, but I want to make some things clear here. I want to clarify some facts here. Brighton is not a club that should be a big threat to Chelsea. Given the fact that Chelsea, before the new owners took over from Chelsea, they inherited a Champions League winning squad. But unfortunately today, just 3 days into their so-called project, we are now struggling, to make top four. And as if that was not enough, Enzo Maresca, during the press conference yesterday, he came out to say that Chelsea never told him about making top four, that he is not, having any targets of making top four in the Premier League this season. And, when I look at what he said, I look at a coach whose mentality is very, very poor. He has a defeated mentality. And I think things like this do play out on players when a coach is not motivating the players, to give their best. These players are very young and they need motivation. This is something that, the Chelsea owners, they were supposed to, go bring people like, some days ago, they said they went to sign someone from, I think, rugby, a rugby star, to come and be motivating the players. Which, to me, it doesn't make sense. If they were looking for people to do that, we have our own, former players. But no, they will never do that. And now Enzo Maresca is now showing to us that he has that championship mentality of a coach, coming out to say that every now and then that Chelsea are not fighting to make the top four. It sounds ridiculous. Because just some days ago, when we lost to Brighton on Monday night, Enzo Maresca came out in the press conference and he said that I think the only positive we can take from this game is the fact that, we only have the Premier League and the Conference League to focus on. So you focusing on the Premier League, what are you focusing on the Premier League for? Okay, just to be in the Premier League, not to be relegated. Which we all know that Chelsea can never be relegated from the Premier League. So what are you focusing on the Premier League for? And then after that, just days, you are now coming to tell us that there is no target of making the top four. Instead of it to be motivating the players to give out their best, rather, you are discouraging them. That is something that I will not take from Enzo Maresca. I think it's high time he learns how to motivate the players in the right way. And that's that we move. So the next point I'm going to be looking at is the fact that, what are those things that can make Chelsea to win, or, can motivate Chelsea to go for a win today? Because we are going to with almost the same players that played against Brighton some days ago. But, there are some positives which we can look at and say, well, if the players themselves, they are being motivated, to go all out to win this game. I think that would be a major turning point. But I'm looking at this match, and Enzo Maresca also said in the press conference that Reece James is not injured, and he was in the training yesterday. So I mean, that is a very good news. But it remains to be seen if he is going to be involved today. I think that might be a major turning point, because Reece James, for me, being on that right back is better. I mean, an unfit Reece James is better than a fit Malo Gusto. I mean, Reece James playing at right back today is going to make a major difference. That's point number one. Then point number two, Enzo Maresca came out to say that Jorgensen is now our first choice goalkeeper. You can imagine. You can see the confusion in the club, because Robert Sanchez had no business even coming to Chelsea, not to talk of being the first choice goalkeeper. We all have been complaining about Robert Sanchez, but Enzo Maresca he kept backing him, saying that he has all the potentials to become a world-class goalkeeper. And then fast forward to today, he's telling us that, Jorgensen is now the #1 goalkeeper. So I think in the last game against Brighton, it was Sanchez in goal. And I think today we are going to be having Jorgensen in goal. That can also play a major role in the game today. And also in the middle of the park, we are going to be having Enzo Fernandez with Caicedo as the two, midfielders in the game today. So that is going to play a major role, because the last game, Caicedo was playing alongside Dewsbury Hall, which for me was a weak link in that midfield. I mean, in other areas, there is no other option. Up top, we have no other choice than to use Nkunku up top. And Palmer is going to be playing as the number 10, except Enzo Maresca decides to use, one of the wingers up top. I don't really know, but every other player remains the same. So for me, that's going to be the turning point. Having Reece James back into the team, probably starting him. I would like Reece James to start this game today. So what is our prediction for this game? I mean, at this point where Chelsea is struggling, there are no much expectation from this team any longer. But we as Chelsea fans, we are still very optimistic about this club. And we want this club to do well. So I am motivated to tell you that I want Chelsea to win this game today, because, I am still believing and hoping that we might make top four. But as it stands right now, it looks very much unlikely, but we keep supporting our own. So we are likely to concede. And I want Chelsea to win this game. I want to know your prediction concerning this game. I'm not going to drop any prediction for this game, but let me know what you think about this game. What are your predictions? Drop your thoughts in the comment section.